Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over the recently leaked monetization possibilities for Diablo 4. Now these leaks come from surveys sent out by Blizzard that just give you a ton of different options to choose from in the survey, from the prices of the game when the game is released to different cosmetic in-game items you would be receiving from different versions of the game, and we can get a bunch of information on cosmetic items that they are going to be selling in the game. And a few things to go over first is that these surveys were sent out to German users, so all of this information has been translated from German, and also all the prices you see aren't going to be in USD. And I mainly want to go over all of the different categories of cosmetics and different items that they're going to be selling, and less about all of the different prices and stuff like that. And also just some background information on how Blizzard usually does their surveys, because I have taken a few of these surveys for other Blizzard products. Essentially what they do is they'll give you a bunch of different pages of options, and every single option will usually have different prices and different items in those options, whether it be less or more of a specific item. So for example, all of these options are the different additions for the launch of Diablo 4. So they're all going to have different prices. They're all going to have different cosmetics in them. There's also an early access section, so that will have different times. And they just give you a bunch of these different options to see what prices players are generally okay with paying for the different items in them, and giving different options on the different cosmetics or the early access or that sort of thing to see what people value more highly in terms of how much money they're willing to pay for those different things. Now I'm only going to be showing one page of this because they give a bunch of different pages that are pretty much just randomized prices and rewards, but essentially all of them are giving you 3 different versions of Diablo 4, usually at all different price points with different rewards in them. Usually one of them, the cheapest one, being the base version, then a higher tier version, then another higher tier version with different rewards. And there's a bunch of different things they're going through as possibilities that would be in these different bundles, starting off with the base game, which you would obviously be getting in every single version, and that's all you would be getting in the very base version. They have armor skins, which is a cosmetic change to your character's armor. 5 skins in total, 1 for each class, can be used any number of times, so essentially a armor transmog set for every class in the game. We have mounts, a rideable creature that allows your character to move faster around the world. It unlocks after completing the campaign, so this would probably just be another version of a mount or a different mount. Then there's mount armor, changes the appearance of your mount, has no impact on gameplay, so just cosmetic customization for your different mounts. Back ornaments, a cosmetic item attached to your character's back, has no influence on gameplay. Diablo 3 also had these. They have platinum, which is the in-game currency that can be used to purchase cosmetics in the in-game shop. So all of this is this is the currency that you pay real money for, that then you buy items on the shop for. Pretty much every game with a cosmetic shop has this. This isn't like some currency that's tied into the game that you can earn in game somehow. This is just a currency you buy with real money, and then you get cosmetics out of the shop with that. Then there's a battle pass, access to the battle pass with premium rewards for playing, cosmetic only rewards. Doesn't say it here, but pretty much with every single battle pass there would be a free track with it as well. Then early access, this gives you early access to the game a few days before the official release date. And like I mentioned, there is a bunch of different options for the different prices in the survey, the amounts of stuff you're getting, and even the amount of early access days you get. I think the highest they showed in the survey was 7 days, and the lowest was, I think, 2 days. So just trying to weigh what people are more willing to pay more money for, whether that be early access, whether that be different cosmetics, or whatever else. Now, if you're someone that doesn't like premium cosmetic shops, you're obviously not going to like this. We've known for quite a few years that they are going to be selling cosmetics in Diablo 4. It really shouldn't be that big of a surprise, and I know a lot of people are complaining at just the fact that the game is going to have premium cosmetics and stuff like that to buy. I get it. If you're not a fan of it, you're not going to be a fan of it pretty much no matter what. Past that, I don't think there's really anything too out of the ordinary here when compared to other games with cosmetic shops, whether those other games be free to play or if those other games have a box cost as well. These are all kind of pretty standard for any live service games, from stuff like Destiny 2 to pretty much every BR to even Path of Exile. All this stuff is pretty normal. The early access thing, I don't think anybody really likes the early access stuff. This has been in other games, even in pretty recent games like Lost Ark. Essentially, you just pay for more expensive versions of the game and you get early access to play the game a few days early over people who didn't buy that version of the game. And one thing I will say, hopefully they don't have different times depending on the version you buy. If they're going to have an early access feature to this, at least make the early access feature the same amount of days. So if someone buys the second tier version of the game, they should get the same early access as a person that buys the biggest version of the game. That's generally just adding another step of something people don't like, is adding increasing times to that early access. Now, one actual good thing about these surveys is that everything in here is purely cosmetic, past the early access stuff, which will obviously only be on the launch. But skipping that, everything in here is cosmetic. Nothing in here has impact on your gameplay, which is something that they have said a few times already, that everything they're going to be selling in the shop is only going to be cosmetic. And there also isn't even any convenience stuff, so like selling stash tabs or anything like that. None of that is also shown in here. It's all just cosmetic items. So that is definitely a plus. If Diablo 4 comes out, has only cosmetics and doesn't even have convenience items, and then obviously doesn't have pay to win items, personally, I will be completely fine with that. And I think generally people would be okay with that. I know there's always going to be people that don't like paying for cosmetic items, but these days it's just a norm to have cosmetic purchasable items. And also, one thing I have seen that has confused me quite a bit when people discussing these surveys is that a lot of people have specifically complained about a battle pass being in there, while also not really complaining about the other cosmetics that much. And like I mentioned, if you're someone that just doesn't like cosmetics, neither of these are going to matter. You're still not going to like them. But if you're somebody that either likes purchasing cosmetics or just doesn't really care, a battle pass really doesn't make sense to single out as something to complain about, because all a battle pass is basically another paid cosmetic. Like, battle passes are pretty much always $10 to $15. There's usually a free and premium track, so free players also get a little bit of something. And there's pretty much nothing different from just adding a few cosmetics into the shop compared to having a battle pass. Like, there's really no difference. And usually if you're somebody that's going to play the game a lot anyway, a battle pass is usually a lot better value when compared to the prices of the other cosmetics in the shop. So that's just been something a little bit weird. I don't know why people singled out the battle pass as something weird when you can buy cosmetics from the shop just normally. There's not really a big difference for paying $10 for a battle pass and paying $10 for a transmog armor set. So that's just something I found a little bit weird about the discourse around these surveys. And also, I want to quickly go over what type of game Diablo 4 is being designed as. And I'm specifically talking about it being designed as a live service game. I think these surveys and the leaked monetization of Diablo 4 has gotten quite a lot of coverage and a lot of people talking about it. And I think that brings with it a lot of people that haven't really stayed up to date with all the information about Diablo 4. And a lot of people are thinking of it as being the same type of game as Diablo 3, which, if you don't know, Diablo 3 was originally designed as a game that was to come out, maybe have a few big expansions, but not really be a live service game. That's how it was always designed as from the onset, and that's pretty much how it went. It still has seasons and stuff, but it was never a live service game like you would expect. Diablo 4 is specifically having a lot of its design being built around it being a live service game. So that means getting constant updates, events, new content, all that type of stuff being added into the game and always having new stuff added into it. That is why they are selling cosmetics. Whether you care about the cosmetics being sold or not, that is how Diablo 4 is being designed, to be a game constantly updated. Now, just as some closing thoughts, I'm personally somebody that doesn't really care about cosmetic shops and cosmetics being purchasable. It's just something that has never really meant much to me, whether they're there or not. I really haven't cared. If I like the game, I like the game, and the cosmetic shops really don't dissuade me in either direction. This is pretty much all except for one game, which is Black Desert Online. And the reason I didn't like Black Desert Online, specifically when it comes to cosmetics, is because all of the looks of the items you could earn in-game without paying for it looked absolutely horrible. Like specifically looked really bad compared to all of the premium bought cosmetic items. And that is the one thing that will make me very much dislike a game having purchasable cosmetics. But with that being said, that's pretty much the only game I can think of that I've actually put any time into that has that issue. Pretty much all the other games I can think of that have purchasable cosmetic items really don't have a big issue like that. I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2. You can buy Destiny 2 cosmetics, but you still get a ton of really good cosmetics in game. And I think even some of the best cosmetics in game aren't purchasable from the shop. And a lot of other games have that same sort of thing where that's not really an issue. If that was an issue with Diablo 4, that would be a pretty big negative in my opinion, but I also don't really think that's going to happen. We have seen a bunch of different armor pieces and customizations that were slated and said to be just in-game earnable stuff in the quarterly updates that all look pretty good. And in general, I really haven't seen too much like armor or customizations for characters that I haven't really liked in Diablo 4, primarily due to Diablo 4's graphics just being pretty incredible in my opinion. That's pretty much all I want to go over with these monetization leaks for Diablo 4. So subscribe if you want to see more Diablo 4 or other videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about these leaked surveys, and thanks for watching.